What's up, everyone? You are watching AHD Toys. I just want to tell you, it's morphin' time.
What's going on, everyone? Anthony here with AHD Toys, and welcome back to another video. So, in today's video, we are reviewing the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. I believe it's Wave 14, Dino Thunder Black Ranger, or Dr. Tommy Oliver. I think this is probably the most anticipated figure of the year. Luckily, I got mine from BBTS. I believe they went up for processing at the beginning of this week, which today is Saturday. Sometime, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday or something like that. Got the payment shipped out, or payment paid on like Wednesday, and then they shipped it out, and lo and behold, I am extremely shocked that it came in this quick. BBTS is normally very slow with this type of thing. But anyways, enough rambling on. Let's go ahead and take a look at the figure. So first off and foremost, we obviously take a look at the box. This is your standard Power Rangers Lightning Collection box. For now, if you guys are unaware, Hasbro has gotten so much backlash that starting in 2024 or the end of 2023, they are finally going to go back to the windowed packaging so you can finally see the figure inside. But anyways, here you have a 3D rendering of the figure right there, a 3D artwork, side panel, more 3D artwork on the back. According to the box, this figure is 6.26 inches tall. Nothing really on this side, nothing really at the bottom, nothing at the top. Anyways, let's go and crack this guy open and hope everything's inside. Alright guys, so here we have Dr. Tommy Oliver out of packaging, and so far so good. I haven't really looked over him fully yet, but I just want to give you guys a fair warning. This is a brand new camera and a brand new mic setup, so I'm giving everything a shot. If anything needs to be changed, let me know in the comments down below and I'll try to fix it. This is definitely a huge adjustment for me. If you guys are unaware, I basically record all my videos on a camera phone. This is my first investment into a real DSLR camera, just to see if I can spice things up. So the settings are going to take me a while to trying to figure out over a cell phone of like, you know, just kind of like tapping the screen to change everything. Anyways, here we go. Here we have the figure out of packaging, and it looks like they're using the older style body mold on this one. It is not the new pinless one, which I am kind of thankful for. But unfortunately, this is made by the Vietnam plant. It's not made by the, I think it was like the Malaysian plant or the China plant that they used to use. So like, even though it is the older body, it's still loose. So that just goes to show you it's not really the pinless body that's causing all the issues with these newest figures. It is the manufacturing plant. They just can't make these figures that well compared to the other one. But we all know Hasbro. They just probably outsource to the cheapest bidder out there. So that is one major downfall. Obviously, it's back to the pinned body mold, so you do have this glaringly ugly black pins right here on the side. Doesn't matter so much on this side, but it is kind of glaring, but not too bad. It's easy, nothing a paint marker can't fix. The symbol is done very nicely. I don't remember if his are supposed to be white on the triangle of the glove, but anyways, yeah. Overall, really good looking figure. Getting a closer look at the head sculpt. There we go. So it's done very nicely. You know, it's not a dead-on resemblance to JDF, but I think it's good enough. The hair sculpt could use some work. It's not that great. Definitely could be better. His little soul patch goatee thing is done very nicely. Overall, I think it's definitely a much better Tommy Oliver head sculpt that we've gotten more so recently than we have in the past few years. But yeah, the shield is done very nicely. No mishap on the paints on mine. Both the feet are on the correct way. Let me see here. Yeah, overall, really, really good. So let's go ahead and jump into accessories. So for accessories, he comes with a lightning effect. This is nothing new. We've seen this one before. So he also comes with his, I don't even know what this is. So I'm just going to call it his Dino staff. Fully extended. Paint details are kind of lacking. It's mainly just black, gold, and silver. But overall, it gets the job done. So you just take this lightning effect. See, where's the port on this thing? Here it is. Just go ahead, port that in there if you want. And yeah, not that great. Very loose plastic. Look at that. It already bent trying to put it in. But you guys are well aware, if you've been following the channel a long time, I hate these things. So just toss that to the side. But yeah, the Dino staff is really nice. Just go ahead and try to port that into one of his weapon holding hands that he comes on him out of factory. Here we go. And There you have it. So yes, he has two weapon holding hands on him out of factory. And then he comes with one kind of like, oops, posing hand right here. Once again, the triangles are not painted. And then he comes with one closed-fisted hand. Yeah. And then the last accessory he comes with is his Dino Thunder helmet, which I think, in my opinion, is done very nicely. I mean, there's not much to this helmet. I think the purples on here could have been a little bit more pronounced. They do kind of blend in with the black. The red right here is even more faint than the purple, but overall not too bad. There is one kind of issue. It does look like, on mine at least, that the peg or the port for the helmet is way too wide. Pop this off carefully. There we go. As you can see, this is a much smaller peg. So it's on, but like there's no click. You can definitely feel it go on, but it's so wide that it just kind of like slips on. So it's not going to come off. Yeah, so it's not going to come off, but it does make for posing him upwards a little loose. So it comes right off so easily. So, but like I'm not going to have him pose like that anyways. If anything, he's just going to be posed with his helmet off anyways. So not too big of a deal with me. But if you guys are like doing a lot of action poses or like the toy photography, just be aware that, at least on mine, the port on the helmet is way too wide. So, but you can still get them looking up. It just won't be very sturdy on there. So, but yeah, there you go. The most anticipated figure, at least for me, of the year, once they announced this. I'm actually surprised that this actually came out before the Alien Rangers did, seeing how that was announced at least a month or so before this figure was even announced. But overall, I think they've done a fantastic job on this figure. There isn't much to the Dino Thunder costume design to begin with. If you guys are, once again, a longtime follower of the channel, you do know that the Dino Thunder costumes thus far are like one of my top favorite costumes, next to the Gokaiger costume, or Super Mega Force here in America. But overall, really nicely done. So let's go ahead and pop this off and take a look at articulation. Okay, so moving on to articulation, he has all the standard Power Rangers Lightning collection of the older body style. So he can look up about that far, down about that far. No real side to side, just like the older ones. Full 360 if need be. Arms will go out about that far. Shield does not get in the way. Butterfly joints go back really good. Forward's an okay amount. Upper bicep swivel will rotate inside the butterfly joint, so you have two forms of articulation there. Double jointed elbows still has the pins. Wrist rotation full 360. This one goes forwards, backwards if need be. I don't think he has a up and down hand. No, they're all side to side. You have upper diaphragm, will rock side to side, rotate left to right, full 360 if need be. Lower ab crunch will look down about that far without the upper torso. We'll look down about that far with the upper torso. No lower waist swivel, no drop down hips, so he will do the splits about that much only. Kick forward about that far. Back not too much. Upper thigh swivel, double jointed pin knees. Upper boot cuff. And Hasbro ankle rockers, forwards, backwards, left, right, side to side. So, peg holes at the bottom. Once again, he is your standard Power Rangers Lightning Collection articulation, which isn't too bad. Wish he could do the splits just a tad bit more, but I guess at Tommy's old age, for this figure, he can't do the splits as much. So yeah, that is your standard Power Rangers Lightning Collection figure articulation. Not too bad for a figure of this age. Or not this age, but like a body mold of this age. He doesn't have the drop down hip, so he doesn't do the splits as far. You know, he doesn't have the upper forearm swivel as like some of the newer figures do. But overall, not too bad. Stuff you don't really need or miss unless you're really into toy photography. But anyways, this is more than enough to get that job done. So let's go ahead and move on to size comparisons. So for the first size comparisons, I'm just going to go ahead and compare him to the White and the Green Ranger because that is basically the ones I can reach offhand. Currently, I can't reach my Zeo or my original green. So the Fighting Spirit Green Ranger is going to have to do, obviously that makes sense because it's Dino Thunder, and then the White Ranger. So he scales perfectly. He is just slightly taller than the White Ranger, mainly just because of the hair sculpt. And with the Green Ranger helmet, he's basically the exact same size. So there you go. All right. Next up for the size comparison, let's go ahead and compare him to the rest of the Dino Thunder team. So obviously now that we have Dr. O, he completes the core, well actually just completes the Dino Thunder team as a whole. As you are well aware, or if not aware, they only have 5 Rangers for the show. There is kind of like a Pink Ranger in the Super Sentai version, but if you haven't seen that, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But anyways, yes, these are the core 5 Rangers of the show. No other pink, green, or whatever. But yeah, there you go. He scales perfectly well. I am so glad to finally complete this. This is definitely my favorite season by far of Power Rangers. It's the season that brought me back into Power Rangers. If you guys are well aware, I basically kind of stopped watching around Zeo time period. I caught a little bit of Turbo, a little bit of In Space, and a little bit of Lost Galaxy. I mean, like the first episode of Lost Galaxy. But anyways, yeah, the Dino Thunder team is now complete. I believe the next team to be complete, obviously as a whole, should be the Alien Rangers. But, you know, who knows. But yeah, there you go. It's a kind of a towering effect. It does look like it does get taller and taller. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, moving on. So last but not least, let's go ahead and compare him to Mesogog, the other figure in this wave that I got from BBTS. If you guys are wondering where his review is, I have not reviewed him yet. He will be out on Monday. So if you guys want to catch that review, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to keep up to date on all my new releases. But anyways, as you can tell, he definitely sits taller than Tommy Oliver. So it's nice to have a bad guy or a villain, the main villain actually, the Lord Zed, the Rita, the main boss of the series. All we need is a Zeltrex, and I think I would be happy with Dino Thunder, but if not, I'm happy as is. So yeah, guys, there you go. Wave 14, Dr. Tommy Oliver. So moving on to final thoughts. All right, so moving on to final thoughts. Is he a smash? Is he a pass? Obviously, he's a smash. You have to get him, right? It's Tommy Oliver, Dr. O, JDF, Jason David, Frank, the man, the myth, the legend. You have to get him. According to BBTS, I don't know if it was just their shipment, but he was the short pack of the case. They definitely didn't get as many Dino Thunder Blacks as they did the rest of the wave. I don't know if that's something done on purpose by Hasbro or if that's just how BBTS got their shipment. But anyways, he is definitely going to be the hard figure of this wave to get, so definitely don't pass on him. As much as he is both loved and hated for his overuse in the show, he definitely pushed the show to the heights that it is. Without him, honestly, I don't think Power Rangers would have gone as far as it was or brought back in as many old fans as he did throughout the years. So definitely do not pass on this guy. Obviously, you might think like a lot of these figures, go on sale, but there are some figures that are just automatically hard to get from the get-go. Tommy is definitely one of them, which I am surprised that they used TJ for Turbo instead of Tommy. They could have just gave us both head sculpts, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, maybe like lose an accessory and give us an extra head sculpt. I don't know, just me. But this is definitely the older body. I think most of the budget for this wave went into Mesogog because he is completely new sculpting. So I'll definitely get into him in that review. But yes, guys, until next time, later.